What's going on, guys? Savage Civilian back with another new video today. First and foremost, I want to give another thank you to all the followers, subscribers, commenters, likers on the past few videos. We have had success that I didn't think would happen. We are getting thousands of views, hundreds of subscribers, and it's amazing. So I appreciate all you guys on that. Second thing I wanted to mention before I get into this video is I'm going to start doing a What If Wednesday, where once a week we take people's questions from the comments below and we go over them as like a Q&A or just a chat thing. And I'm thinking maybe we'll also bring some of you guys on and do it sort of like a podcast or like a one-on-one conversation, etc. So if you're interested in that or want to get on any of those kind of shows, also drop a comment below. I have my screen behind me with a bunch of, my screen behind you with a bunch of bullet points that I wanted to go over. I've been doing a lot of thinking lately, mainly just the uncertainty of everything. There's a lot of people that are scared to spend money. There's a lot of people that are scared to do certain things. There's not really, I would say, a panic right now, but everyone's always concerned. And I notice my videos that have shit hits the fan are significantly more viewed than any other videos right now. So I broke down a segment of urban versus rural and what's better. The pros and cons of each, what I think would be best to live, what I think would be better to bug out versus stay indoors, etc. So I wanted to go over that. So intro would be, if everything collapsed, there was no power or a martial law, a Walking Dead, far-fetched, anything crazy. In the middle of a crowded city or out in the woods, what would be better? So today I want to dive into the differences between survival in like urban environment versus out in the woods. So I'm going to go city first. So cities offer convenience, right? There's stores everywhere. There's hospitals everywhere. You're probably going to have power longer, more people, etc. But then also it could turn deadly really fast because of more people, right? You're going to have crazy population density, especially like LA and Cali, etc., where you're going to have hundreds of thousands of people. So yes, you have food, water, supplies, etc., but they're all going to be competing for that. So you're going to have a lot more looting, riots, desperate people, and that's probably going to be something that happens within a few hours to a few days. You know, like once public transportation shuts down and people can't escape because there's cars everywhere, whatever the case may be, right? So cities give you more access to more resources, but it's very short term. But after, say, 4 or 5 days or a week of no power, etc., you might be in trouble. So heading into the country, you have a lot more space, you have privacy, fewer people, and probably a lot fewer problems. But you have a couple quirks to that as well. First, positives, you're going to have natural resources, right? Depending where you live, you'll probably have wood that you could start a fire, wild game that you could eat, water from streams that's very easy to throw in a Sawyer or a Life Straw, and you can grow your own food, raise animals, the list goes on. It's way easier to defend yourself out on a farm where you could see nobody should be there than in a 17-story high-rise in Manhattan. So it's kind of like choose your poison. So what's better, urban or rural? That kind of depends on you. And if you think you're going to do more of a blend in, lay down, or if you want to go out and think you're going to take over the world type thing, if you could blend in and stay off the radar and you're in a defensible spot and you have some stuff and you could do the gray man theory, the city might work, but it's going to be short term. But my opinion is if you have a lot of land, you have skills, you're independent, maybe you have a group of friends that, or even family members, you know, you got kids or your spouse, aunts, uncles, sisters, brothers that live close by, I feel like rural's definitely going to win in the long term. So most preppers go for like a hybrid model, which is actually where I live, which is like a suburban edge, where I'm about 30 minutes from a very large city that's on my east, about 45 minutes from one that's on my west, and another city about an hour south of me. But I'm in an area where it's a cul-de-sac, there's not too many people, and if I look out my windows, you know, it's all fields. And if someone's there that shouldn't be, it's very easy to spot that. So no matter where you are, here's what I think we need to do. Number one is know your exit routes and have a backup. Number two is food and water. If you are going to stay bugged in, whether it's home in a rural area or in a city, food and water are your number one things that you're going to die, right? You want to have enough drinking water and enough food for a minimum of 30 days. Number three, build a quiet network. Trust matters, like, more than your gear, especially when I say that, like, have a niche group of friends, whether you guys use a Signal app or Telegram, WhatsApp, with maybe it's a couple people that you work with, that you trust, or, like I said, relatives, stuff like that. Have a small network. You don't want to have it massive where leaks can happen, crazy stuff can happen, or you start fighting internally for resources, but have enough people where you can kind of survive and everyone can have a task. Four would be the skills of these people, and if not skills of these people, then the training to acquire them, whether it be making fires, medical stuff, people that know first aid, CPR, people that know land navigations, can read maps. Number five would be to stay gray. And that kind of goes back to the first one. The less people that know about your preps, the better. The less people that know where your stuff is, the better. Your location matters, but your preparation matters more. So I'm curious, what is your move in a bug in, bug out situation? I'd like to know in the comments. And if you want more breakdowns like this, gear, plans, drills, hit the subscribe button. We'll talk about it. Stay alert, stay ready. And I think, if I'm giving my personal opinion, it's where I am now, which is somewhere right in the middle. Make sure I have a stockpile of food. Make sure I have a stockpile of water. Make sure I have a good network. Make sure I have first aid. Because you could have 1,000 guns and 10,000 rounds of bullets, but if you're not trained, if you're not prepared, if you can't stop the bleeding of something, all that's not going to do anything at all. And lastly, something that I'm taking a lot more serious now is physical fitness. If you lose a fight to a flight of stairs, you're probably not going to be running through the woods like Rambo. With that said, as always, guys, thank you for watching. Please comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.